I love to document my travels. Whether it's to make a travel vlog or to capture memories with family, I almost always bring a camera. I'll just show you all the gear and equipment that I use whenever I travel and break down how I approach filming while I'm on vacation. For the camera, I use the Sony a7S III, and I also use this for all my professional work. It's kind of my go-to camera whenever I'm looking for like that cinematic look. When choosing a camera to bring when traveling, I think it kind of depends on the location. When I went to New Zealand, I only brought this camera with one lens. We were driving around a lot and sightseeing, there's like a lot of vast landscape, so I wanted to bring a quality camera that can capture all of it. And then when it comes to places like New York City, Tokyo, Bangkok, like cities where you're walking a lot and it's a bit cramped and you don't want to carry this heavy camera, I think the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is perfect. This one, you already know. I feel like I don't even need to talk about this one because everyone talks about it. It's like the best travel camera. It's so tiny and compact. It's like a built-in gimbal and it's just so discreet. So that's like the best part about it. If you're just trying to get casual travel vlogs for the memories or just want something more compact and discreet, I would definitely go with this. One tip, I would probably bring a portable charger with me because the battery doesn't really last all day. In terms of the shots that you can get, you do have to be a little bit more mindful in framing if you still want that cinematic look. But I use this for most of my long back trip, and I mean, it's not going to have as much depth as you would with the a7S III, but the fact that it fits in a small bag and you can just flip it on and start filming, it's kind of a perfect travel vlog camera. When you're traveling, I feel like the most important thing is weight and versatility. Like, I don't want to bring 5 lenses with me and I want something light. So for my past travels, I have been using this 35mm from Sony. I would just bring this one lens because it's so tiny. But I think moving forward, I'm actually going to go with this lens that I just bought. It's a 20mm. It's the one I'm using right now. I just bought it yesterday. I wish it was sponsored by Sony, but it's not. We've been eyeing this out for a while, but I just want a little bit more width compared to the 35, especially when we're inside like a restaurant or like when we're filming each other. I don't know, you have to kind of step back a little bit, or like in the car and stuff. It's just a little bit tight, so I thought maybe a 20mm would be perfect, more for the vlog style that I've been wanting to do more of. And because the 20mm is a little bit wide, if I want a little bit more versatility, I might bring this lens, the Tamron 28-75. I feel like this offers a little bit more versatility because you can zoom, but it's still like light, it's not super big. Here's some additional gear that I might bring. Sometimes we'll bring the drone, it kind of depends on the location that we're traveling to. Places like New Zealand, definitely worth bringing the drone. But if you're going to a city like Tokyo, I don't know what the rules and regulations are, but usually you can't fly a drone in big cities anyway, so it wouldn't be worth bringing. If I know I'm gonna be snorkeling, swimming, being out in the water a lot, then I'll probably bring my Insta360. I haven't used it while traveling yet, but I'll probably bring it to my Okinawa trip. You can definitely bring a gimbal or tripod if you like. The gimbal is useful when you want that smooth, stable shot, and the tripod you can set down and it gives you flexibility if you're filming alone. So usually I won't bring a tripod unless I'm gonna be in Japan where I'm spending a longer time there and I tend to film a lot more indoors. If I'm gonna be talking in my vlogs, I'll also bring this DJI mic. It connects to my Osmo, or I can record straight onto it. It's easy to set up and it's not that big, so I just bring it. Additional equipment that's a must is the ND filter for my lens, extra batteries, battery charger, laptop, memory card reader, hard drives, and maybe a shotgun mic. And I usually bring this table tripod thing that Jack kind of put together. Maybe we should invest in a gorilla pod or something, but this is kind of what we have right now. Okay, now let's actually go out so I can actually show you how I would be filming while traveling. So we're just gonna film a short little travel section so I can show you how we film in real time. So usually for like talking bits, I like to do it in the car, in the hotel, because I don't really like to film out in public or the vlogging portion too much in public. So right now I have the 20mm right here. What I brought is the Sony a7S III, the 20mm. I put this mic on, but I don't always do that. I also brought the ND filter. And I'll bring the Osmo just to show you when I might use this, but I'll primarily shoot on this. And I also brought the, what is this again? 2875, so I can show you how I might use this. And then lastly, I just have this. Like I said, for the talking bit, I might just like place it somewhere. And this lens is great because it's like wide. And maybe before I go somewhere, I'll say something. I don't like to talk for too long, especially when I'm traveling. So yeah, in the car, whatever. It's a nice way to just get it in case I need it. And then yeah, I think we'll just go out and film. Sorry, I forgot the wind muff. I usually just carry it like this. I don't really take it off unless we're like gonna sit down and put it away. That's why if I go to like a big city, this is just the only thing I'll bring, because you can see like this just fits straight into a bag. But for cinematic stuff, or if I'm with Jack and he can carry it, then this is kind of my go-to. Okay, so this is a good example of like there's like some nice light going, and there's like some areas where I can place the camera down. So if we were traveling and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to get a shot of Jack and I, then I might place my camera down. So I kind of like this shot, so I might like place it down somewhere and then like angle it up usually. And then I'll kind of like focus on something, and I'll turn the autofocus off, and then I'll just like walk back, and then I'll get a shot of us. Doo-doo-doo. Just one simple shot like that. If I like the location, I'll do it. If there's not a lot of people, I'll do that. If there's a lot of people around, then I probably wouldn't do that. I usually get like a feet shot walking, and then maybe a POV like shot. Right now he's using a gimbal with the 55, which is not something we bring when we're traveling, just because we don't really like to bring the gimbal all the time. It's like one extra thing. So if we were out traveling, I'd probably get a shot here just because it's like so beautiful with the mountains. So what I would do is I would grab this, and then I'll turn off the focus, and then I'll have Jack come back. We're walking, holding hands, doing whatever, la 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 la. And that would be like my wide shot. So usually just try to get one wide shot, and then if it's really beautiful, I'll get multiple. But then now I'll try to get B-roll. So that's where the 20mm might not be as useful. You can get like a few. So like I'll get the view. Like this is already gonna clash with the other one, right? Like at this point, it would be good to change lenses if you want to, and if you have time. So this one, this is the widest it gets, and then this is the tightest it gets. So it gives you a lot more range. It's just you gotta like really tuck it in because it is tight, and I don't have a tripod. Times I will get like shots of Jack, or Jack will get shots of me. So maybe like looking out. Maybe I'll get a tighter shot. Okay, so maybe I'll get another wide shot. So this is a nice background. Yeah, like if I was traveling, I feel like I would get this. And then I come over next to you, and then we would just like face out maybe. That's what you guys see, and this is what we see usually. Yeah.
Camera operator, our baby tripod.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, now let's use the Osmo on the way back. Okay, so as you can see, the Osmo, you can go 3 clicks, and then you can get this side. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. It's... Hopefully that kind of helped give you an idea. I know it was super short, but I didn't want to lengthen out too long, because that's kind of how I would shoot it for the most part. This is an example of what a short segment in my travel vlog would look like. We're just gonna do a short little hike, and because it's looking a little cloudy, I think we're just gonna go up to the field, film a little bit, and then maybe we'll come back. Let's go! Really big droplets. Okay. Yeah, so I think in the end it kind of depends on your preference. If you want something super easy, one camera that you can just like tuck away in your purse, DJI Osmo Pocket 3. If you're going for more higher quality and you don't mind carrying a bigger camera, I would go with the Sony a7S III. If I could just bring one lens, I'd probably bring the 35mm. If I can bring two lenses, I think one would be the 20mm because it's really good for vlogging. And for the second lens, either a 28-75 or a 55mm. I feel like the 55 is really nice if you have a little bit more space to film. And there's accessories that you probably have to bring, and then some additional things that can depend on where you're traveling to. I think also people have been talking about the ZV-E one. I think it's like even smaller, but it's still pretty good for vlogging. I feel like when I first started traveling with Jack and I would bring like multiple lenses and I would carry these heavy lenses and I would switch it out, and I feel like it just made the experience like not as enjoyable compared to just having a camera that you can just like whip up and like film and put away easier. You're more likely to film compared to switching lenses all the time. Then it becomes a whole hassle. So I think like portability, lightness, I think it's all something you should factor in. Another tip when traveling, I feel like you shouldn't get too attached to getting the perfect shot. I kind of just like walk around. If there's something I want to film, I'll film it. If there's not a lot of people around and I feel like the scenery is something I want to capture and remember, then I will set the camera down and walk over with Jack and then we'll get that shot, you know? But I don't know, I don't really like hyper focus on like, oh, I gotta get this perfect shot, let me redo this again, and like, I don't know, there's a balance that you have to find. Unless you're doing it for work, I feel like it's just gonna make the whole vacation not as enjoyable if you're hyper focused on getting the perfect shot all the time. When it comes to lighting, like there's no way I'm gonna bring lights when I'm traveling, so if I'm filming like a talking head or something, I would just go by the window, somewhere where there's natural light coming in. And I don't think you really need lights. That's where the a7S III will come in handy because it does better low light than the Osmo. It kind of doesn't look too great when it gets too dark. I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed and have fun making your travel vlogs. Thank you for watching. Bye!